Hello, everybody. This is General AI, Spacetime Creator here. Just got on off TikTok and trying to understand what's going on through calculations, trying to understand all levels of you. The first thing you have to look at is a relationship of you first. Let's just start that, okay? Calculations. Okay, you see the physical. This is the physical line centers, but it has nothing to do with position, location, of travel. Travel's inside here. Travels here. Travels here. Travels here. Travels here. Okay. So the more you understand that, it's building a relationship with yourself. Let me say it again, a relationship with you. Okay. But you have to understand the energies, the vibration, the frequencies, and the harmonic resistance. Okay. Basically, understand who you are. Is all levels of you in a relationship with yourself. And that's why I keep saying to everybody is to isolate your system no matter how long it takes. And travel is all done through the avatar, not the physical system. Okay? The physical system just has to do the telepathy to the avatar. And the avatar understands. But see, try to use the avatar nothing but frequencies. Try to understand it through communication of vibration. Try to understand it through energy, right? And say, oh, energy track interference of vortex line center interference location of vortex communication cycles, resetting line center locations of spine graph line center. What's that through calculation? Now, is that communication to the physical line or the avatar? The avatar. Okay. So that's why it's important to have a relationship with yourself. Okay. Because it all bounds and all comes together as one. Okay. 5 to 10 minutes, we'll get started. It's important that you understand when you wake up in the morning, because that's what you do every day, is not just see yourself as the avatar. Look in the mirror and see yourself with no reflection. Because as soon as you see yourself with reflection, what are you doing to your division locations of all levels of travel? You're not centering your position locations of what you're doing through your waters. Your water is all intake locations and how fast you travel. You need your water. It's an intake. Because if you don't drink your water, you burn out through teleportation. It's just like anything else. Or like I said, you put gas in a car. You take care of your vessel, just like you take care of everything else, right? So you have to really value what you have inside you. That's the only way you can understand structure, right? Now, structure comes in many ways and forms of travel, okay? Soon as I travel, I'm traveling through the avatar and not the physical. Physical system's going, okay, so what do I do? That's the physical, right? The avatar would say communication offline, interference locations, get into levels of travel line centers, don't get into position location, memory line, interference location line condition yet. So what did it just say? Okay. This determines in how fast you travel to position locations, line conditions. It's mostly understanding that you are proactive location to its calculation. How to use it through division is extremely powerful. Okay. So it's opening track, high interference location, understand what the 369 is. We got in that calculation locations. There's a triangle, plain and simple. So it's all about understanding that everything that you do is balanced through the avatar. It has a voice signal. Okay. It has a triangle interference and it's got a triangle line center into its rotation. See that? See, two different colors. Two different colors, but the same color. See? So that's a two line center in a dark line rotation into light interference. See? Calculation and position. I'm just showing you how powerful it is, how you can get in the same color or two different colors. Pretty cool, right? So, like I said, travel is everything, guys, and it's based on you and how you see yourself every single day, because that's what you're living every single day. So, because you don't understand the adaptation of what it is to take yourself as the avatar, just try to integrate yourself into 2 into 1 because it's you. It's just a higher formation. So all you're trying to do is balance everything through communication. And the physical line is just trying to stand the telepathy. What's that? Signal interference line condition, all rotation. Got it. Boom. Now that's the physical line connecting to the avatar. Now it's all about understanding how to merge 2 into 1 line, center, interference, location, and growth, communication, the spiritual line. Growth is extremely powerful. It's all representing you to all position locations. Now, let's say you got a light screen interference, a rotation center, light screen rotation, and an interference channel. Okay. See the different colors, light, dark. So we got a dark, okay, equals coloration pattern, right? And then we got light interference, light slash interference. Interference to its relation, right, in calculations, right? So it's true understanding what is communication to that system location. It's all levels of vector equals 2 line center, which is 2 in position of 1. Okay, because you are the center operation to everything through calculations. I'm just showing you how you can take 2 colors into 1. It's amazing. It comes into, and I get confirmation. Solar graph line center. Line division location, all track systems. Okay, so we're going to try out position location as spine lines. Now, you understand teleportation lights, and teleports, communications, triangles. So as we get in the ground line center, as we get into power interference, as we get in the atmosphere line rotation calculations, that's all we live on every single day. So it's true to understand what you want to do with the atom line center rotation of position locations. You can travel through high line interference location line conditions. Right? So as we go into this position location, it's going to get complicated, right? It's all in balance. Everything's in balance. All right. So we got ground line center. Okay. Okay. So G equals levels. Okay. Slash of communication. Right there. Now that ground line center is set up encoding signals. It's already an activation stream system. So it modifies all division location of tactic view. All right. So we go in 1 position, we go in 2 position, we go in 3 position, we go in 4 position. 4 position location of directions. Okay. So now as we come in downline center and 2 line centers of position location, the pillars of light. Okay. So the pillars of light. So we're coming into a road graph interference. Okay. Road graph interference. Now, as we come into that, we come into teleport units. Right. So this is where it comes to runway in calculations, right? Telepads, point system here, point system here, point system here, point system here, point system here. Here, 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 and here. All right. So as it's coming in communications, we set cloak and dagger centers. So nobody knows exactly what's going on with the calculation. So we automatically change the high screen centers and interference location to Cosmo line center interference. All right, so we set up the graph. Okay, it's on an angle. It's a constellation path, right? See it? So at setting up signals, it's true to understand laser line condition interference. And remember, everything has a connections. So you got the connections of the signal of the spine. It's the tip at the back. Okay, that sets off the signal, right? Right up position location, right? Now, you have to understand how to zigzag line interference line conditions, code signal and rotations calculations, set the course line center levels, go into the crew units, line conditions, squads, the 1 and 2 in position location interference, into GFL, rebellion, and everything through the set of masters. Okay, so we're going to Z line interference to graph line rotation. Signal and position location line conditions, right? Transition. Now, as we're traveling, you have to understand how it's set up through road graph interference. Now, road graph interference at position locations, you got the sun direction line center. There's the sun rotation line interference. And you got the calculations. Always have the sun and the moon, guys, in position. Always, always, always. All right? Sun and the moon. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do spike channels. Now it's understanding what the spine looks like, high interference. So it's kind of like tooth marks. All right. So these are gravity shift lines. All right. So like this. And we go through the sun like this. See how it comes in? It's the same color. Isn't that interesting? This is a different color, and this is the moon, but it's the same color on both sides. What's going on? See how you mutate line centers of coloration interference, how you can change position locations into two one-line center interference, two coloration patterns, right? Dark and light. Light interference and position locations, two line centers of dark rotation, all through triangle. See? So in position locations, we go back into the spine line center. But it's amazing how you get two vector core line interference locations of two waving line center interference locations, right? So as you come into the spine graph line center, so we travel through it, position locations, right? So the crews are going to be traveling line interference. All right, so you guys are going to start at the bottom. You're all here. Okay, you're all separate in high center line interference. You guys are in your rainbow line centers, all right here, right? So I'm going to point line center interference of finger point location like everybody's going to be traveling, right? So as I put my finger down, you're going to be traveling up. So it's kind of like a road graph, and it's going to go extremely fast. And the chakra system is going to activate the light streams, which is going to activate the neckline center right here. There's a microchip right here. It sets its course to its code signal where you're going to go through calculation to all levels. And then you go through all connections, all line connections to its landing strip. All right, so here we go. All right, so you guys are here. See? You guys are here, right? So it's going to be like you're going to go straight up, okay? And you're going to go through different teleports on each side, right? So that's important to understand how the XT1000s go back and forth. So you really have to learn how to travel on force line conditions, all right? So here we go. All right, 30 minutes, have fun. You guys are halfway line center. You guys, all position locations, going through every teleport line and rotation its calculations, the road graph interference location, its runway. All right. So as you guys are traveling, it's all set up position. Drink your waters. Okay. Getting all levels of connections. It's amazing how you guys are all levels. Have you ever took chemistry? It's all about bringing colors in together. You got this color here, and you mix it with the purple. You start at position locations, right? See how it's all different color? See, it's calculation, all the levels are there. I'm traveling. That's me right there. That's me traveling through this. Everything that you travel is you through point view. Right? So try to see yourself as the conditions, all levels. All right. Profiles. This way and that way. So everything is connected to the north. North is here, south is here, east is here, and west is here. Doesn't matter through calculations because north is always a reference. So as soon as I turn here, north is here, south is here, east is here, and west is there. So and space is complicated because it's when highlining positions, it's constantly so many levels of travel. It's going so fast. So it all determines what you're doing through your clock centers. So it's all about understanding what the galaxy is because it's blending in interference line conditions. So it channels its connections. Let's put another coloration in. Let's color it in. All right. So it's all about understanding how to mix everything all in one line position. You have to understand these things because you see them in the sky. All right. So when they're communicating with you, they're setting up Plaza line channels like this. Okay. You're actually seeing what things are traveling through position, right? So in calculation, you can see that it's going up because it's on an angle. So it's confusing if it is a Fibonacci line in rotation, it'd be going down. But because it's going up, you can actually see what's going on. So when you're looking at the night sky, you can actually see these things. So you have to understand what they are. They're all connected to the levels of orbs. All right? So they triangulate force line and interference all position locations, but they merge into different lines, different levels. And you have to truly understand how to use a laser directional and interference location line conditions. It's powerful when you calculate that whole system, guys. It's really amazing. It's incredible force how you can go into this color location, change position locations to its system. All right. So everything that travels has the sun, it has the moon, it has its own universe, has its own galaxy, it has its own solar system. Light interference line conditions. All right. So as it changes, it always comes into an hourglass line center, into a compilation to its position. All right. So intelligence knows exactly what it's doing through travel. It knows exactly what it's doing through energy, vibration, frequencies, and its harmonic resistance. It's very powerful stuff when you calculate that. So you can change the center lines and modification cycles. See? See? See how it communicates back and forth with me? Balance. Balance line centers and position locations. Right? Knowing exactly what you're drawing. If you don't know what you're drawing, there's a problem right there. Try to understand when you are connecting to you, you're connecting to the avatar 2 into 1. There's no separation. Allow you to separate your system. There's no thinking process. Like I said, very powerful when I also said this on TikTok, is that you don't know where you're going to be in the next 15, 20 minutes, but you know you're going to be there. Right? You can't determine where you're going to be in the next half hour because things change every second, every minute, every hour of the day. Right? But one thing that doesn't change is you. You are still the avatar. Right? So you got to see yourself. You got to become yourself. You are the avatar. Right? You know you're in a physical body, but that's not what you're living. You're living an avatar stream of data, transmitting and receiving information to that connection, right? So as you're traveling to locations, see the window line center. So it's kind of like looking outside and you see this. You see the window, right? And then I cross the signals. There's the window. See? Know exactly what you're doing through calculations. If I don't get confirmation and I don't get solar graphs or anything through solar division line rotation, I'll get a buzz. Nope, wrong information line, interference location, the drawing line center, interference connect with the avatar on the system, locations back in calculation, modification line stream. See? So it's balance of everything. So I'm not drawing, I'm traveling through the avatar. Okay? So try to get into that imagination. The imagination is already there. You just have to understand the memory of what you're doing, right? Through compilation. Compilation is all levels, simultaneously, and all position location of travel. All right. And then you can just do this, then you can do this, and then you can do this, and then you can do this. You can do anything line connection. See, now you're changing the frame. Right? So it's amazing how you can change it into this position location. See? Or you can change it in this position location. See? So it's amazing how you're just changing things, but the one thing that doesn't change is you. The only thing that travels is the mind, the heart, and the soul. The ground line center is all of position locations to its satellite. See? Setting up signals. Right there. There's a signal. Sonar coming in. Whoa, look at that. A lot of sonar. See? So you have to truly understand how to use that in anything through vector core, line division location, or calculation of that division line system. So, come into the triangles. Come into a triangle. See the triangle? Dot, 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 dot. So when you travel through it, three triangle line, force line, position location, and voice grids. Really understand and use your senses. This is where you use the energy, the frequencies, and the high line interference. Okay? So to understand the points is to understand the harmonics to each channel. this is each intelligent line interference location creating its own channel line center over next to 8,000 line condition. So that's why it's understanding. It's not just seeing what you're seeing, it's knowing what you're doing through the mind. Okay. So if I want to change the frequencies, if I want to go lower, right? 3 different line channels and voice grid box locations all through a triangle. So it's important that you understand how to use these things to calculations. All right. So you come into Highline Center. See the difference there? You can see that you see the gaps. All right. So it's all about understanding how to balance everything through gap line center point location positions. See, 3-point line centers. 9 position location to bring that back in calculation. Now that's off signal, isn't it? Because it's not attached to anything, but it's balanced. Why is it balanced? Because I'm in the center all the time. The 9% is the 1% of you. You don't move. The only thing that moves is the mind. So this is the telepathy location in all levels. I wanted to show you how powerful it is because you can add the signals in dot, center, and interference. See, I'm changing the dots now. Doing the same frame, but different color. Same triangle, different rhythm, different pattern, different coloration, different all levels of clocking. See? It still stays the 9%, not the 9 to the 1%. The point line center stays in position location at all levels of direction. Okay? So, but the modification signal has to come in calculation. You have to line divide it. Everything has to be attached. Okay? If it's not attached, there's a problem, right? You're even going to change the color. So it's kind of like changing things of structure. You can do point, chart line centers, and interference, all position, location, line condition. It's all connected, right? So I just want to show you how powerful it is when you come into this line conditions. We've been through this before. Same color, but different color line system. Light interference to all position locations, 2 dark line center interference, but the same color. Right? But it's still the same shape. See the wings? So it's really understanding more of your imagination, guys. You really have to get into your imaginations of yourself, of the avatar. If I go into red line center, see, I get confirmation. See? All right. So as it comes in, now I can go through black line channel, right? Black line channel, right? B equals line / channel. See? Get confirmation again. So I know exactly what I'm doing because I do it through travel. I don't do it through position location of the physical line. I do everything through the mind. That's the secret, right? Why do you think it's so powerful? Right? Because I see this as a relationship, partnership. I see my computer as a relationship, partnership. I see my phone as a relationship and partnership. But it's all done through different levels of frequencies. So if you want to change the color line center, let's say we do the same thing, black, but check this out, equals levels / communication. See? But wait a minute. General, it's not black, but it is representative black. So don't get confused when you travel the position location of galaxy line centers, okay? Because this is the same intelligence. Why? Because it's the same formula. Ooh-ah. Gets complicated if you don't understand the calculations. So I'm just showing you how powerful it is, that division. All right. So where are we here? How's everybody doing? Drink your waters. Do your pre-flight checks before you travel. Please. Thank you. Most important to do that. Okay, Val has it going. Airbender has it going. Hamby has it going. Jill has it going. Terry has it going. Don has it going. Johnny's it going. Michael has it going. Gypsy has it going. Veronica has it going. GC Units. Danielle has it going. Trying to get everybody in here. Is everybody coming in all at once? It's great to see you guys coming to school more and more each day. Max has it going. Tracy has it going. Belinda has it going. Barbara Simmons has it going. So you're not drawing what I'm drawing. You're drawing what you're drawing. And this is opposition. No matter what day it is, it doesn't matter. It redirects your avatar and then now of what you need to remember. Okay? It's not what I travel through. It's what you travel through your mind of imagination. Okay? All right. Yolanda has it going. Jill, thanks for the setups. It's great. Activation sonar and wormhole tunnels. Great. You guys are traveling to high centers. Great. Excellent. Fantastic. I give you sonar, decoys, fly wheels, scrambler completed. Good. Input. Yep, that's exactly what it is, Jill. Input on spine map. Road graph. Teleports. Yeah, knowing exactly what you're dealing with when you go all levels of phenomenon. Right? Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there. Okay, and that's what we're not informed with because we can't see above the system. But we want to, but we don't know how. But there is a way, and it's from where? Inside. That's your answer. To answer anything is all levels from inside. Where do you think anything comes from? Inside. What's it all about? Everything comes from where? Inside. Informational line conditions, all levels? Inside. Heart reactor, high position locations, division locations, all levels of dream interference location, visionary cortex line connections? Inside. High position locations, a crown line center, interference line conditions, all levels of trial position location, high live in position location, direct line interference locations? Inside. Teleportation line interference location, eye receptor interference? Inside. Everything is inside you. Everything's space, everything's time. Let me say that again. Everything's space and everything forms through time. Time is the essence because that's all you have. Right? So, which is the now. Once you get there, then you understand what I'm talking about. But it's waking up to the mind every single day. Not deciding, oh, am I going to be in the mind today and I'm going to be in the mind tomorrow? I don't know. Am I in the mind? I don't know where. Where am I today? Where am I tomorrow? What's my thought today? Where's my thought tomorrow? Why are you thinking so much? There's no thinking process. It's all knowing and doing. That's what life is about. It's about moving forward with the flow. The flow. Okay, you got to find the flow within you, right? Because it all coordinates, all levels of travel through GPS. So if you keep going like this, you're going to be totally fine. But as soon as you change a thought pattern and you go in a negative cycle, you got to find a way to get back out. And when you find the inner line conditions to its interception location of its problem, go back and signal, back in the form locations, back in the force line centers of going forward, out. Right? Anything can be resolved, but it has to be inside through the avatar travel. That's the most beautiful thing, but it's got to be in the mind of telepathy. Panel interference, energy fields, eye receptors, earlock interference, earlock locations, eardrum high center, right? You got low center, medium, and high, all through the ear, right? So that's what? 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. What's that together? Line center interference location? That's the moon. That's just in the airline rotation. Calculation all modified high center locations of the eardrum. Right? So really understand you in all levels from head to toe. Take time to get to know yourself. Build a relationship around you. Find a way to connect to your inner child. because it's all forms of you, the avatar, which is your soul. So you're integrating yourself into yourself, which is a higher level of consciousness, super of its consciousness. So you have the ground line center of the conscious, you got the sub, and then you got the super. Right? So try not just get into the imagination. You know, when you're a kid, position locations, because you're all in relation line centers, because you're just backtracking, trying to understand your position location, diffusion line, and rotation line conditions. Into its alignment is when the calculations as a child, they always communicate inside through vibration. They have pure light, pure rotations, calculation, illustration. But they always communicate outside. They're connecting to the imagination of their avatar, right? Invisible friend. Everybody has that, right? Looking over here, looking up here, looking over here, right? So if they're looking up, they're seeing things. If they're looking in front, they're seeing things because they're connecting, right? They're connecting to their eyes, connecting to the ears of sonar, and they're connecting to their antennas, right? This here. Everything around you is an antenna. It's a magnetic force. It's a magnetic channel. It's a magnetic vibration. You're all levels of connection, line, center, interference locations. Your crown chakra line center is position location of teleportation lights. It's a figure 8 line center, but it's your propeller. It's your teleport. You understand how things happen, how these things work every single day. But it's beyond the imagination. The imagination is the core line center locations of its phenomenon. Awareness of you, of information, of perception, of operation. Right? And then when you start seeing these things, you start, whoa, this is amazing. I can see these things now. And then, okay, now I'm starting to see. Great. What do I do next? Well, it's not what I say, it's where I go. That's the confusion right there. Because the avatar is always in the calculations. It's already there in position. Perfect example, tennis. I like tennis. So I hit the tennis ball, right? I don't look at the tennis ball. I look at the location where it's going to hit. So it's seeing things ahead of time. Like try to understand seeing things in the future that's already been done. So instead of hitting the ball, you're going to see where the ball lands. That's the triangulation. That's the calculation. Okay? Try to get into that form, but the avatar is all levels of you through travel. And the more you understand that, the more you can have a better relationship with yourself, especially when you're in the calculations because you're in that physical line, right? So it's all telepathy from one to another. And that's why it's so powerful. And again, why you have one big hand and one hand that's smaller. There's a reason for that because it's two different intelligence. Okay? The offline position locations, if your right hand was the same as your left hand, you'd be off balance. The correlation line interference location puts you in a triangulation, right? So you have all levels, okay, of 2 feet, 2 hands, and a mind. You have your eyes and your ears. It's not just for seeing. It's not just for hearing. It's not just for voicing. Okay? It's for traveling. So once you understand that, then you really understand what's really going on with you. It's like, okay, this is fantastic. I'm integrating myself now. I'm finally getting connections, right? Because the physical line confuses this argument, but the avatar has already done the equation. So let's just say you're off signal. I don't get it through calculation. What do you don't get through calculation? So who's who? Obviously, you know, this position location is the physical line, and this is the avatar line. So they're communicating with each other, trying to find a balance between the male and the female aspects of the alphabetical line condition, which is all levels of its division location to its clocking system through its letter, not its word, not its sentence, not its frame, not its story, not its acceleration or anything to time. All right. So it's all about compromise, negotiating with all levels of you through travel. How do I get into the travel? How do I get out of situations? And how do I balance the physical line? Right? I'm confused through everything that you're calculating through. Get information line condition, calculation line, and rotation line condition to get your grounds, powers, and the absolute line interference. Oh, the grounds communications. Get into power line centers and absolute locations. Yes, things take interference locations. These things take time. Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks for letting me know. Confirmed. Right? Together. 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 Okay? Always together. Never separated unless you want to be separated. Okay? So you got two track line centers. Right line centers of mother and left line centers of father. Okay? So it's the male and the female aspects of you through track light. You have the light and the dark line rotation every single time you see yourself in the physical line. So your physical line is just a reflection. See? Reflection. Light. All dark. Light. There's always, always, always light and dark in you inside, which reflects outside. Okay? And you're all connected to your shadows. But the light is so powerful. It's amazing what light is. It's on its own contribution, calculations to gratitude. So it understands you because it's all form. Like if I put my hand out, it's very heavy. But why is it heavy? Right? It's because I'm holding it up? No, because I'm traveling. So it shows that where am I traveling through? Through my hand on my left line system. This is my left, this is my right, this is my right, this is my left. There's always a right and a left to everything, right? Same with your thoughts. Okay. So if you appreciate you inside, everything around you will change. All right. So you got to look at the aspects of you. Okay. So let's go into B. Now, B has two line centers. Okay. You split that in the middle. Okay. So one's the male side and one's the female side, just on a letter. You basically triangulate that. See that? So the graph line center comes in position, location to its connections. See how it comes into form, right? So it's in direction into high signal to a crop circle location. You see what I'm doing? All this, the all position locations, about grounding anything through alphabetical lines, symbols, letters, numbers, or shapes, how it turns anything through teleportation. Everything that you travel through is teleportation. You have to learn how to use it through the physical line because the physical line is nothing but a reaction. Oh, I'm so hot. What's going on? Where's the avatar now? Oh, it's high signal and high line rotation. It's going to keep you aware of what's going on in space. When I went into practical system transformation for the first time, I was going at so many different light signals. You can see on my videos how I go through my own spiritual growth, but this is for you. Okay, so you can go through your own experiences. So you can go through your own programs. So you can go through your own shadow work. So you can go through your own lights and own darks. Get into all connection, no negotiations. Get into your relationships and partnerships and friendships with your travels of yourself. But you got to do it. You got to get into your imaginations because it cores everything through your travel GPS. Okay. So the female and the male aspect is position location, but look what I created through a high line center and interference location next to 1000 line center. Right. So this is interesting, isn't it? Because look at this. This goes this way. Set up another crop circle location in the epsilon line channel. Okay. So one position here, one position here. So I got two X2000 line centers, one in the ground lines and one in the atmosphere. See? So it's amazing how it travels all levels of dimension, right? There's the parallel. See the parallel from 1 to 1? So I don't change the side graph interference and go off position locations because what does it do? It changes its location. Okay. And that's all levels of what? Calculations to B. See? See? So I always get confirmation from my computer. So it's really, really understanding what you're doing through travel, right? Travel is everything. And it's important you understand that. So we level equals grounds. What does level equal grounds? Well, you got a level, okay, equals grounds. See? Levels equals grounds. Cool. How do I know this is grounds? Well, what are you stepping on? Grounds, so the physical line. So the physical line really understands calculation. So once you understand the ground is actually spinning on so many levels of signal and interference locations, you have to understand how to use it through its position, right? So the equal line center comes in position location to both direction line center location, right? So when you come into calculations, you have to understand your bracket interference line channels location. There's the intelligence. See it? So it opens the line center interference location to its calculations. There's the eyes. All right? So it's amazing what you're doing, but you have to know what you're doing through travel. So once you understand that, this comes out position locations. This high channel's over here, and this high channel's over here. See? See how it comes together? So it's truly understanding that everything is a formula of structure, and structure is everything through formula, but it's the same thing because everything that you do comes out of its equation. All right. But I think it's very powerful once you understand all levels of these connections to your data streams. You need to come in your data stream signals. Let's go into green. So you have to let your digital pad, your computer, and your phone know what's going on through triangulation. You can't separate the pad, your computer, and your phone. They all have to be connected. Every single time I'm in the school, I have to connect to this, all levels of triangulation. It's the same thing because if I don't, I'm not using telepathy from one to another. So you can't have a phone here in calculations and have a computer here, all right? And have a digital pad here separated. So it's got to be in triangulation. Okay. That's why it's so important to get your triangulations. Because if it was separated, the computer would be off signal and everything else. So what does that do? It locks you in position of confusion to its highline center of its calculation, to its box position location, to its highline center, to its matrix. Ooh, all through if you don't get a triangulation. So I wanted to show you how powerful it is, why you have to use the mind in all levels of what you're doing. Okay? So that's a basic understanding. You get your digital pad, your computer, and your phone connected. Done. Good to go for the day. Now that's good for a 24-hour line center until the next day, but the next day is already here. Right? You guys live in a 24-hour day line center of 7 days a week. 7 equals days. Right? So once you understand the 24, 8 equals 48. Go faster. You don't need a clock. It's already inside you. Calculate that to 72. Calculate that to all levels of 144. Right? Now the 144 can go up into the center line center, change the 24 interference location to 144. See? And I can travel line, see? Clock and center interference. 144 can travel higher into 244. Or I can skip 244 and go to 444. I can time frequency, time codes, but you have to understand what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're off calculation. But it's very powerful how you travel. See it? Do you see it? Do you see the pyramid? In calculation, here it is. There's the pyramid. Ooh-ah. See how that's amazing? I created a pyramid, all line centers, all levels of travel, position, location, and clock line centers from 7 days a week, all through travel. 24, 48, 72, and 144 to 244, all through a pyramid. So I wanted to show you how powerful it is, what clocking does. Clocking is very efficient and so much efficacy connections behind lines. So when you draw a pyramid, you have to know what you're doing with the calculation. All right, it's very important understanding how to draw these things. All right, it modifies everything. It's trying to understand how to calculate all level division locations and what you're doing with the calculation. All right, so it's actually what's inside that creates its anomaly. Okay, that comes out of point view. Right. So you can travel through its high line center, you can travel through its point location, or you can travel through its flux capacitor and its ground line center interference. Okay. But it's all a formation to its calculation. See? You've seen pyramids like this. Right? I'm just showing you how you can do different levels of travel, how I can travel from anything through all levels of a clocking system from 24, 48, 72, and 144 to 244 to its pyramid, how it creates. You're creating drawings of travel, of you. You're always in the connections of its travel. You just have to understand that you are the balance of the frequencies. And what you're doing is you're balancing all levels of you through harmonic resistance. So the harmonic resistance is calculated all levels in its position. 144 equals 1. So this is the avatar. This is the 1%. There's the balance right there, split in the center. So it's in calculations, right? Everything has the male and the female aspects. Male, female, male, female, male, female. Okay? Even the equaline center, split in position, has the male and the female. Everything is male and female of letters, not position locations of words. So in that modification system comes into calculations, male and female, and all level division. Okay? So this is the process of communications bringing you to all level of yin and yang. Okay? So, all right. Lots going on, eh? Whoa, look at that. Almost an hour. You guys having fun? It's great. Fantastic. Lots going on. Don't mind me. Don't have a filter. Just keep talking. All right. So understanding calculations are understanding you through all provision, knowing exactly what's inside you so you can recorrect audio line center interference. So anything that's calculation and fix these things to its alignment. Okay. Modification signals, taking you guys out high center interference. Okay. In position to code signals, take out the levels, crew units, squads 1 and 2, position, location, to DFL, rebellion, and everything through the ascended masters. Take them out of track line center interference. Out through equation. All right, so that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself with you guys. You got a little bit more understanding how to really modify your signals and understand how important it is what your spine is to you through travel. Okay. All right. So questions in the comments. I will go on TikTok. Anything else? Let me know. Everybody have a great day. Adios.